The decline in vital energy and self-assurance in men over 60 doesn't begin under the sheets. It originates deeper, in a small gland, often overlooked yet irritated. The prostate, rarely discussed by men, and too often neglected by many healthcare providers. But what I'm about to share today could truly shift the situation. For centuries, certain natural foods have quietly supported male wellness, yet they're almost never part of standard advice. Even more impressive, a single fruit, when eaten the right way, can start reducing discomfort and soothing inflammation in under 18 hours. I'm Dr. Joseph, a French medical expert with over 30 years in natural male wellness. I've guided hundreds of men past 60 retired professionals, former officers back to full vitality without prescriptions or procedures. And believe me, when you know what to eat and when, everything improves. No need for a miracle treatment, just smart use of nature. Think you've heard it all? What if the answer to your low energy, fatigue, or private struggles was already in your kitchen? What if 5 simple fruits held the keys to shrinking that gland, boosting flow, and reviving your spark? In this video, I'll reveal 5 fruits, all science-backed, that can ease swelling, restore deep balance, and reignite true male strength beyond 60. But stay until the end. Fruit number 1 may surprise you. Chances are you've eaten it your whole life without realizing its full potential. Before we go on, if this topic speaks to you, be sure to hit subscribe and tap the bell icon. That way, you won't miss any tips made just for men your age. And if this message resonates with you, comment yes below. If not, type no, so I know how to make this content more helpful. Now let's dive in with the first fruit, a small green gem often overlooked, yet incredibly powerful at calming inner swelling. No need to travel far, it might already be in your fridge. I'm talking, of course, about the kiwi. And here's why it's far more valuable than you ever thought. When I began working with older men dealing with prostate concerns, one thing struck me right away. The same issues kept coming up again and again. Waking up multiple times at night to go to the bathroom. A heavy feeling in the lower belly. Trouble starting or finishing the flow. And yet, in many cases, the cause wasn't a dangerous disease. What quietly drove these symptoms was chronic swelling, a slow, silent fire rooted deep inside the prostate, made worse over time by stress and food choices. And what surprised me the most, some of the best tools to fight this inflammation don't come from a drugstore or a clinic. They're already in your kitchen. Take kiwi, for example. For many men I meet, it's just a tart fruit tossed into a salad or forgotten in the fridge. But it's actually a nutritional powerhouse. Loaded with vitamin C, it's one of the most effective fruits to flood your body with protective antioxidants right where they matter, in the bloodstream, in the tissues, and deep in the prostate. And vitamin C doesn't just act like a booster. It works as a natural brake on the inflammatory process. It helps calm oxidative stress, the silent damage that irritates the prostate over time and causes it to swell. And when it swells, that gland puts pressure on your urinary path and bladder, making you feel like you need to go when you don't. I've seen men in their 70s simply start eating 2 kiwis a day and return a few weeks later amazed. They finally slept through the night, used the bathroom less, and felt lighter, calmer. One man told me, "It's the first time in years I feel free from the bathroom. I feel alive again." But kiwi's benefits don't stop there. It's also packed with fiber, which quietly supports your digestion and gut health. And you may not realize this, but a healthy gut directly affects your hormones and your body's inflammation levels, including in the prostate. When your gut flora is balanced, everything improves. Your hormone levels stay steady, swelling goes down, and the pressure on the prostate slowly fades. And what's beautiful about kiwi is how gently it works. No harsh reactions, no unwanted effects, just a steady, natural process that gets real results. You can eat it plain, blend it in a smoothie, or mix it into breakfast. However you choose to enjoy it, make it a habit. Recovery doesn't depend on heroic efforts, but on small, consistent choices made each day. And while kiwi is a quiet strength, the next fruit is truly a revelation. small, unassuming, yet packed with antioxidant power that some researchers call one of the best-kept secrets for preserving male vitality. Let's take a closer look. Blueberries, those blue warriors watching over your well-being. I remember a man, Carl. He had just passed 60. He was drained, tired from the constant urgency, the weak flow, but above all, he felt like he was fading. "I feel dimmed, doctor," he told me. "Neither my body nor my mind feels alive anymore." We sat down and reviewed his habits, and I asked him just one question. What are you feeding your cells? Because prostate health isn't just about flow or hormones, it's about cell life, about deep inflammation on a microscopic level. And that's where blueberries become a major ally. I call them antioxidant warriors. They're now part of my core advice to every man who wants not only to restore function, but reclaim his energy. These little berries are packed with powerful compounds called anthocyanins. They're like molecular shields. They fight oxidative stress, the inner rust that speeds up aging and causes the prostate to slowly swell from within. Every time you eat a handful, you're quietly boosting your prostate's defenses. You're slowing down that silent wear and tear, the kind that builds up over the years, fueled by sluggish blood flow and ongoing inflammation. Carl, remember him? He simply added a small bowl of blueberries to his breakfast each morning. And in just a few weeks, subtle but deep changes followed. He wasn't waking up as often. His mind felt clearer. Most importantly, he felt reconnected to his body, to his partner, to himself. One day he told me, "I never thought a simple fruit could change the way I feel as a man." And that's exactly what most people don't realize. Blueberries don't just support the prostate, they nourish your brain too. They support your blood vessels and your hormone balance. They help improve circulation throughout the lower body. And better circulation means more oxygen, more nutrients, and yes, better performance both in the bathroom and in your overall wellness. But there's more. A real mindset shift happens when you start feeding your body what it truly needs. When you grab a handful of blueberries, you're sending a message: I haven't given up. I still have respect for myself. I want to feel alive again. And that small decision begins to change everything. Blueberries are simple and delicious. You can add them to oatmeal, mix them into yogurt, or eat them on their own. But what really matters is consistency. That small daily habit slowly rebuilds what stress and the years have worn down. But if blueberries are quiet guardians, the next fruit is a bold warrior, ancient, symbolic, and backed by science. When it comes to awakening natural hormone balance and deeply restoring your cells, this fruit offers something almost nothing else can. Let me show you why this deep red gem is respected by modern researchers and traditional healers alike. The pomegranate, this ancient fruit that brings life back to the cells of the prostate. There's something almost sacred about the pomegranate. Maybe it's the thick skin or its solid appearance. But once opened, it reveals hundreds of glowing ruby seeds. It reminds me of the men I see every day, strong on the outside, calm and steady, but inside, often quietly tired, holding tension, and the deep desire to feel strong again, to reconnect with their energy and sense of self. And when it comes to regenerating the prostate at the cellular level, I often say, this is the missing fruit from your plate. Pomegranate isn't a fad. It's a timeless ally used for centuries in traditional practices to restore male energy. Modern science only confirms what the elders already knew. This fruit contains ellagic acid and a group of powerful plant compounds known as polyphenols. And they don't just float around in your bloodstream, they go exactly where they're needed most. It acts on inflammation, oxidative stress, and even on hormone imbalances that, with age, drain your energy and inner strength. I think of Greg, 70 years old, a retired carpenter. He came to me worn out, dealing with a swollen prostate and falling hormone levels. He had tried different treatments but felt numb, foggy, almost disconnected. I suggested something much simpler, half a glass of pomegranate juice every morning. He looked at me surprised. Juice? Just juice? I smiled and said, give it 7 days. By the end of the second week, he told me a sentence I'll never forget. It's not just that I feel better down there, I feel like myself again. That's the deep power of pomegranate. It works quietly but deeply. It calms the inner chaos. Less swelling, less pressure on the bladder, fewer nighttime wake-ups. And for many men, renewed drive, better stamina. But this fruit does more than support the prostate. It boosts circulation, strengthens the immune system, and supports hormonal balance, three key pillars of lasting male health. Sure, eating the seeds can be messy, but the juice makes it easy. Just make sure it's pure, unsweetened, and part of your daily routine. It's not about shocking the body, it's about steady nourishment. This fruit offers something rare, strength through gentleness. It helps you return to your body, reconnect with your deep vitality, that part of yourself you thought was lost. But as powerful as it is, the next fruit brings an even more unexpected surprise. It's sweet, refreshing, and each juicy bite contains a secret compound that quietly supports your prostate and boosts blood flow like few foods can. Let's take a closer look at what this summertime favorite can do for the man you are today and the man you're becoming again. Watermelon, the summer treasure rich in natural lycopene. Every summer, one image comes to mind. My grandfather sitting on the porch with a huge slice of watermelon in his hands, juice running down his arms, laughing like a child. Back then, I just thought it was a treat. But today, after years of helping men improve their inner health, I understand. That red juicy flesh held a treasure, a remarkably powerful antioxidant, lycopene. And when it's consumed the right way, it can start working on your prostate in less than 24 hours. Let me show you why this often overlooked red fruit might just be the most powerful natural weapon you've always had within reach. Up next, the tomato. The number one fruit for quickly shrinking the prostate. It's amazing how something so ordinary just sitting on your counter can hold such a hidden, extraordinary healing power. Tomatoes don't grab your attention, they cost almost nothing. And yet, when it comes to reducing prostate size and reigniting a man's energy, they outperform every other food I've studied. I've spent years reviewing studies, consulting with colleagues, and most importantly, observing the results in my own patients. Again and again, tomatoes come out on top. Why? Because they contain the highest natural concentration of lycopene, an antioxidant that doesn't just soothe inflammation. It actively protects your prostate cells from damage and slows down the excess growth that slowly drains your vitality. But here's what most men don't realize. The real power of tomatoes is only released when they're cooked. Yes, heated. A simple tomato soup or a spoonful of tomato paste added to a hot dish, and suddenly, the lycopene becomes up to 4 times more available to your body. It's no longer just nourishment, it becomes healing. Add a spoon of olive oil, and you've created one of the most powerful natural combinations for supporting mature men from the inside out. I think of Marvin, one of my most loyal patients, a retired nurse, 82 years old, down to earth but tired. He'd had enough of the constant nighttime wake-ups, enough of relying on pills, so we kept it simple. Each morning, he started drinking a warm cup of tomato soup, just like his mother used to make. A few weeks later, he returned to my office. His eyes were brighter, and he had that subtle smile on his face. He said, "Doctor, I feel like something inside me has switched back on." And that's the real secret of tomatoes. They're not just forgotten salad toppings. They're natural fuel for your hormone health, circulation, and inner strength. Over time, they can help ease prostate swelling, improve the strength of your urinary flow, and even bring back those early morning signals of restored vitality. Not because these fruits are magical, but because they give your body the essential building blocks it needs to repair itself. Take tomatoes, for example. They're also rich in vitamin C, vitamin K, and potassium, key nutrients for supporting healthy blood pressure, immune function, and deep tissue repair. But the real hero here is lycopene. That's why I recommend every man over 60 make it a daily habit, whether it's a homemade tomato sauce, a simple glass of tomato juice with a pinch of salt, or even just a spoonful of tomato paste added to your meal. It's not the one-time gesture that brings transformation, it's the consistency. And now that you understand the true potential of this humble fruit, the real question becomes, what happens when you combine them all? When kiwi, blueberries, pomegranate, watermelon, and tomato work together, what kind of powerful change can begin in your body? Because the answer doesn't lie in a single fruit, but in how you use them together to build a solid foundation of lasting strength, clarity, and male vitality. And in these final moments, I want to leave you with something even more powerful than lycopene: hope. If you've stayed with me until now, I'd like you to close your eyes for just a second and take a deep breath. Now listen closely. Your body has not given up on you. Quite the opposite. Every discomfort, every night of broken sleep, every moment where you felt less like yourself, these were not punishments. They were signals. Signals that your body is asking for your help, not your surrender. And what we've explored together today isn't hype. It's real support. Natural, evidence-based support your prostate may have needed for years. Kiwi brings powerful vitamin C and fiber to calm inflammation. Blueberries act like antioxidant sentinels, guarding your cells and clearing your mind. Pomegranate repairs tissues, balances hormones, and rekindles your desire. Watermelon hydrates, cleanses, and boosts circulation, even in the most sensitive areas. And the tomato, humble and overlooked, ties it all together by soothing the prostate, stimulating hormones, and awakening something within you that you thought was gone, the quiet strength of a man fully alive. Pomegranate feeds your cells from the inside and acts as a natural hormone balancer. Watermelon deeply hydrates and delivers a rare form of lycopene that eases pressure. And the tomato, so modest, so underestimated, is actually the #1 fruit for reducing prostate swelling and restarting circulation from within. None of these foods are hard to find. None require a prescription. But when used regularly, something powerful begins to shift. A domino effect that can transform how you feel, how you sleep, how you move, and even how you reconnect with the most intimate parts of your life. I've walked this path with many men. Some were just past 60. Others were nearing their 90s. And again, I've seen that healing doesn't always start with a pill. Sometimes it begins with a fruit, a different kind of breakfast, and a quiet but powerful decision. I'm worth taking care of. Now, the choice is yours. You've heard the science. You've heard real stories. If even one of these fruits spoke to you, start with that one. Maybe your next chapter begins with your next bite. If this video helped you, I invite you to give it a like, share it with a friend, and leave a comment below letting me know what resonated with you. I read every word, and sometimes your story may awaken someone else's. And if you'd like to support this channel so we can keep sharing honest, evidence-based guidance, consider a small contribution via the link below. Every gesture matters, and I'm deeply grateful. Until next time, take care of yourself.